Hello and welcome to the Work in Progress podcast. I am your host Daniel, and that's Adam. I mean Adam. I mean Ad
Adele.
Adele. Yes. Hi Adele. Woo!
And I'm Adele. I'm going to do a song about why I hate myself or hate people. Is it most Adele song? Just like,
Well, it's about. Well, she made an entire album about like a bad breakup.
right, right.
Yeah, which became the big thing. And
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, I don't really care.
Care. Didn't Katy Perry do one like that where she broke up with someone and she made a thing where she's like in the army?
I don't know.
Yeah. Then again, we're not really the one. We don't really give
Dude,
that much
once
of a
Katy
shit.
Perry was done with her fucking contract, she just disappeared.
Pretty much, yeah.
To be fair, when you become a shit zillionaire, you kind of just want to chill and spend your money, I guess.
Yeah.
She's apparently dating Justin Trudeau, which is very strange.
Justin Trudeau.
He was the Prime Minister of Canada. He's the one that had the blackface picture.
She's wait, no way. She's dating him.
Yeah, evidently, yes.
You gotta be fucking kidding
To
me.
be fair, he is handsome. He's a shitbird, but he's handsome.
Uh,
What an interesting way to start the...
I looked it up. I don't. It doesn't seem like it.
It's a rumor, I think.
Yeah. I don't think it would really do her any good. To
It's a fun rumor to spread, so I'm spreading it
yeah.
here.
This is where you turn into a shitbird.
This is where I turn into, hey there guys, it's me, Moist Daniel. Today we're going to talk about something really nasty. You know I was in the Hunger Games, right?
And you're gonna have like those really vague like YouTube titles where it's just gonna be like, "This is the worst thing that happened since Pearl Harbor" or something like that.
No,
Yeah.
you gotta have my big fat quivering lips and my, like, sad face, and then we're going to call the video It's Over with a medium
Oh.
close-up shot of, yeah. And then when the video starts, I'll be like, new merch drops today, and you're like, wait, what's over then?
Yeah. My favorite one of that was I love that new Meat Canyon video where they kind of he poked fun at Asmongold and Hassan Piker, but he kind of makes it look like they're pretty much doing the exact same shit no matter what.
Well, yeah,
to the point where they're just
feeding into each other, and they're like an Ouroboros. They just keep feeding into each other, so that way they have money.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is really funny too, because both of them did watch it on stream, not together, but both of them did watch it on stream, and both of them were like, "Heh."
I mean, to be fair, like when you're more or less being called out in like a funny way, like what the fuck do you say to that? You gotta be like,
You gotta have a little bit.
like the other.
You have to have a little bit of fucking,
I mean, that's all you can really. I mean, it's the same thing happened with kind of like XQC where he did the most XQC thing, which is just watch it, and that's about it.
Chat, whoa, chat,
Whoa, chat
wow.
is a real chat. Wow, chat. Wow.
Where's he from? He sounds
He's
foreign.
French Canadian, I think.
Ew, the worst kind of Canadian.
Yeah.
We're talking about Canadians a lot today.
Father.
Oh, tell your children not to run away.
Yeah. But all right, so let's see. What are you doing today? So you're doing
I'm doing her backflip into the tub.
okay.
Rub-a-dub-dub, there's a lady in the tub.
Rub-a-dub-dub, there's a lady in the tub.
Walking down the streets with fucking spice rack of rub.
If I don't see this scene on the anime bat scene wiki, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah, but can you pet the dog?
Fuck pecking the dogs.
Yeah, I'm a cat person, motherfucker.
Did I say pecking the dog?
Yeah, pecking the dog. You have turned into Chicken Man.
I'm just picturing like a fucking humanoid chicken just like pecking it like mock speed, like a fucking. Well,
yeah.
What are those things that you see at like construction sites that go like in the ground?
Yeah, the chicken pecks like a fucking Smiling Friends character.
Yeah.
2 frames of animation at 7 billion RPM.
Showing passage.
Chicken Man would be really fucking like spooky if there was actually like, a Chicken Man, because he would be able to jump really high. He would attack things like a velociraptor.
Oh god, yeah, he would.
Yeah,
Didn't somebody make like I could have sworn somebody made like an edit of Jurassic Park that was either that or just dogs, I think.
I seen the dog one. That was really funny because like it's long. It's like 50 minutes long.
Oh yeah, he went he went almost the full mile with that one, yeah.
Yeah, they remade the whole fucking movie with just dogs.
Yeah.
I love how when they do the scene where it's supposed to be like the long necks, they just fuck. He just smushes her face.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so
Yeah, God,
my favorite edit of Jurassic Park was the one called "When You're Late to the Party," and it's just they're all just dead. The dinosaurs at the beginning.
I like the joke from the critic where it's like, you can't lock that. The raptors are too smart.
Oh yeah, you can't lock a raptor in the closet. They're too smart. It just like slips a piece of paper to like grab the key.
Yeah, and then he's like, "I will.
I want
We
to
will
give
make a.
them.
We have already made a suspension bridge all the way to Venezuela.
And then
Perhaps,
I will assume the identity of Mr. Pilkington, but perhaps I've said too much.
perhaps I said too much."
So I was actually going to give you a little bit of info regarding the critic, specifically the Simpsons crossover. So did you know that Matt Groening actually fucking hates that episode to the point where he actually took his name off of the episode to, like completely?
Why?
So do you know the stories right about that?
It
Story
wasn't.
about that.
Was
So
it Jason Alexander's fault?
So what it was Al Jean basically. I think it was Al Jean that made the critic, and to give you the short version, like it basically didn't go anywhere. Like it kind of like stopped. It kind of failed. Basically, it was a shit. It just didn't go
Yeah,
anywhere.
the show sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what ended up happening was, he went on to work on The Simpsons, but the thing that pissed him off, the thing that pissed off Matt Groening was like he felt like he was kind of mooching off of his show by including the critic,
Uh,
and yeah, so he's like, I want my name off this piece of shit. Don't put my name on it. And not only that too, but in the DVD commentaries, like he's not even there for that, which just goes to show you how much he still hates that. So yeah, it's yeah,
it's like
he
the South Park episode where they made fun of all of the world's religions. Everyone in the fucking credits just has the same name.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that so they don't get murdered?
Yeah. By radical Buddhists. No. Those exist.
Yeah.
They not only do they exist, they have existed for a really long time. They have guns.
I feel like every religion has at least one radical group.
A radical group, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course they do. You don't have to be religious in order to have a radical group. Not skateboarder radical, mind you, dear
No.
listeners. Not
Well,
you don't have really cool terrorists doing sweet nollies off the fucking backside.
I would pay to see that.
Oh yeah, they ISIS changes out their fucking monkey bars for fucking for a fucking sweet quarter pipe.
I'm just I'm just picturing it's like we must show the infidels what for. Get special and do a McTwist over the fucking Liberty Bell.
A new fusion of new and old. You will do the boneless.
The boneless.
That is
God,
the
we
worst
got
mission.
this.
That is the worst mission. It's actually kind of the funniest mission in all of Tony Hawk games.
Soon we will fuse the boneless into modern skating. But first, you must practice. Remember, the boneless will give you extra height and distance.
Oh yeah, but fuck, I'm gonna have to edit this out. I reckon later.
No, that one's fun. That one's fun. We're
Dude,
not making fun of anybody. It's just
we're not making fun of anybody. So anyway,
it is just like I can't believe that A, this exists, B, they rolled with it, and C, why does the Japanese chef wear Mongolian clothing and work at a McDonald's?
I'll probably edit in like the clips just so people know that we're not being like funny boys.
Boneless.
God,
I love
boneless.
I love the fact that like I think like the boneless is a really hard fucking move to do, and then he follows it up with like what, a no comply, or like
Yeah,
no wait, I think I'm doing it in reverse. One of the moves is really difficult to do, and then the other one is much easier.
So in real life, the boneless is actually the easier one to do
Yeah.
because it's the way you do it is kind of piss compared to like the no comply.
Yeah, because the no comply is like a fucking ollie where you have to kick your front foot outwards.
Exactly, yeah. But in the game, like the boneless is actually like,
You,
well,
well, the
I'd say
bonus is you just
easy.
grab the front of it and jump.
What I meant is that the button prompts like to do a no comply, you press forward and jump, but then boneless is double. Was it like double front and then jump? So I mean they're both really easy to do on a control. If you can't do that, then you shouldn't really be playing the game to begin with. So
Yeah. I haven't done skateboarding in
boneless.
forever. I can't do it anymore. I can't suffer a fucking injury to my hip.
I never really did it. My parents made that mistake of getting me a skateboard that wasn't like a real skateboard. It's just sort of like you know those like skateboards where it's like flat on the front and then like has a thing on the back, so it's really more for like traveling more so.
Oh, you mean like a fucking penny board?
Yeah,
It
they
looks
got
like
me one
it
of
looks like a
those.
surfboard, right?
Pretty much, yeah. And I was like, and then it kind of hit me when I was like, I can't even if I wanted to skateboard, I can't really use this like that.
Well, the biggest problem
So
with like really small skateboards is fucking I think like what a lot of people like get a misinterpretation of with skateboarding is that step 1 is learning how to actually ride on the fucking thing, like how
yeah,
to
that's
like how to stop, how to go, how to, actually skate on like really bad concrete
yeah.
because, you're not going to be on a really smooth, flat, even surface. Like, if you're going down the street, you're going to have like concrete like, cracks and shit.
Concrete cracks, and then there's also the fact that if you're going downhill, like the board itself will also probably be at an angle, I would imagine.
Yeah, so
So
then you have
yeah,
to balance on top of it. So like the first thing with skateboarding is that you actually have to learn how to ride the damn thing before you even start thinking about a trick.
yeah, but yeah, it's I would actually like. Well, I wouldn't like. I'll never probably ever do it at this point. I'm 30 now, so not saying like never say never,
It
but
is not worth the breaking of bones. I saw a video
yeah.
recently of a guy just like he wasn't even going fast. He just fell over and his entire arm turned into a noodle.
Ugh, yeah, it's probably not worth it at this point now in my life. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm not doing anything, I'm waiting for like a thing to download, like a model.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just, by the way, I'm gonna kind of probably be spitballing this since I'm like really far ahead because I'm looking at the script right now. I'm trying to think how to portray this. So bear with me. Ooh, how much of the bath scene you got left? Like you got the water, her jumping in, and I think you got like the funny bit, which is like almost slapping her in the face with a sponge. I think.
yeah. That's a part that I think I have to change.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Oh, do what you need to do. Just pretty fine. So. Yeah.
me a freak, me a weirdo. What's me supposed to do?
In this world, is a man not entitled to the cheeseburger on his plate?
You keep missing. You keep mixing the two.
Yeah. Because fuck you, that's why.
So we did something interesting yesterday. We did a James Bond double feature with friends.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, Lord. Yeah, go on. You first.
So we watched Thunderball, which for a long
Yeah.
time was the highest grossing James Bond movie. And then we also watched Never Say Never Again, the only unofficial James Bond movie that, through contractual reasons, is a remake of Thunderball, but in the 80s with an old Sean Connery.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to think because
We
my brain's
watched
kind of
both
like,
of them. We watched both of them back to back, so that way we could be like, well, let's see which one is better. And I think the general conclusion that we made was they are both mid.
yeah, because I feel like those films kind of have some highs, but then the lows are like really like brain melting kind of lows.
Yeah,
I think the one that broke me was when we watched like the weird like unofficial remake with Sean Connery, the Never Say Never Again, and then there's a scene. Oh yeah, obviously these are old films, so we just gotta like talk about them, aren't we?
yeah.
The scene where he's like with the villain, going up against the villain in a fucking video game. Oh my god, yeah, that was another thing too. He goes to like a casino, right? You know, typical Bond fashion casino. You know, ha ha ha, you're playing cards well, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, you know, kind of bollocks. And then he walks into a room that's just filled with arcade machines. And I'm like, yo, these are my kind of rich people. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like,
And then the villain is like, I've created the video game called The Domination, and it's got like a hologram projector, and like the more you lose at the game, the more the controller zaps you.
yeah, it's kind of like, you know how in Yu-Gi-Oh, where in the anime, it almost looks like they're in pain when they take life points.
Yeah, so they play this game. Bond loses like 3 times because this scene had to go on for a really long time, and then eventually he wins, and then he wins all of the money, but then he's like, I would like to dance with Domino.
Domino. Yeah.
Yeah, in the original movie, they play Baccarat, which was a brutally shorter scene, but because it's Baccarat, none of you guys knew what the fuck the game was.
I don't think I've even heard of Baccarat, honestly.
Baccarat is, yeah, and they were playing Banco Baccarat, which is you against the house instead of you gambling against other fucking... Basically, it's a very... The way that you actually bet in Baccarat turns it into, the most unintuitive fucking coin flip gambling game.
Yeah.
Because you bet on which hand would win, which kind of, like, you know, unless you're the ones playing, in which case it's a different fucking thing. But it's, that part's, the betting part can get a little confusing with Baccarat. The main thing is that each card has a value. You need to get as close to or 9 as possible. You need to get to the number 9. If you go over the number 9, you restart to 0.
Yeah.
And you have to, you look at your cards, and then what you do is you call the card shoe. You have to discard a card and get a new card. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, man, and again, like, it's really hard. Like, what do you even think there was like a better film out of the two, or do you think they're both equally stupid?
I liked the prolonged underwater fight scene in the original one because
Oh God.
realistically, I don't think to this day I don't think that there's a movie that's ever done that, so that's a unique thing. But the fight scene on the turbo yacht after that, where they sped up the footage and it looks like dog shit,
That was hilarious.
was really goofy. And then in the other one, you had this really awesome fucking, like, almost Disney villain woman.
Oh my. Yeah, so a friend of ours made the observation that the woman kind of looks like like, you know, like those old like animated films where it almost seems like the woman
Yeah,
is
she's
kind of like,
I
yeah,
get the
yeah.
dog too. Like,
She kind of has that look, yeah.
yeah. But there's a really awesome fucking motorbike chase scene, and we were like, "Fuck, that was really cool." But then, yeah, it had it had the Arabian slave trader horse jump.
Yeah.
They take the lady, they're gonna fucking sell her to some Arabs, which, I mean, that didn't really age well, like, at all.
Yeah.
And then they're on a castle on a fucking mountain, and then they jump off the castle with horse in tow. It's a really bad special effect.
That was pretty rough, yeah.
Yeah, and then they chuck an actual fucking horse into the water. And then the scene is concluded by the Arabs almost shooting James Bond, but then getting hit by Hellfire missiles coming from a fucking...
Warship.
From a warship. And you're just like, huh. That's not good. The villain had a really great line, though. Kim Basinger, yeah, the guy, like, the...
Oh, his
Largo.
face like crazy.
Yeah, where she's like, "You're crazy," and then he's just like, "Yeah."
Yeah, probably. He's like, yeah,
like-
probably.
He's like, "Yeah."
Good lord. Hey, real quick before we continue with Bond, what I'm probably going to do with these next few pages is I'm probably going to make a separate folder for them because I'm going to kind of like spitball how they might like be drawn, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I mean we got loads of time until we get there.
Oh, you know what's
Yeah.
another thing that gets a negative point for the original is James Bond assaulting a lady and then immediately afterwards almost getting killed by a fucking ass stretcher machine.
Nice to have met you, Mr. Bond.
Which is, I just said that out loud. I am not exaggerating. That is literally the scene.
I'll probably take a chance and like edit like a clip in.
just
And,
just have 1 second of him going, oh.
you know what I might do? I'll have 1 second. What I might do is I'll bring up the footage and I'll play it like double the speed. So it's like
Oh, you don't need to double the speed because that movie just kept liking to fucking like undercrank the camera. Yeah, it was just. I don't know why.
Goodness.
I don't know why those early Sean Connery movies did that. It looks really bad.
It's a weird one.
They did it. They did it in all three previous movies too. They did it in Doctor No. Doctor No had some of the funniest ones because you were like, "Why is it sped up?" And I was like, they're gonna do that for a little bit."
Yeah, it was probably maybe the original shot just looked a bit crappy, but who knows?
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, the car looks a little too slow. Let's speed up the footage." And they were just like, "That's a bad fucking idea," but okay. Nobody cared. It was the '60s. It was the '60s. Like you got to see a really handsome dude fucking murder and fuck for 2 hours because we found out that every fucking Bond movie is at minimum 2 hours long.
Yeah, it's quite. They are really like. I don't think there's ever been a film that's like under 2 hours. So
I don't think there is. Who's your favorite James Bond?
oh fuck. Okay.
Well, watching the movies so far, which one is your favorite?
Timothy Dalton from the two he did was not pretty good in my opinion. I think he did pretty well.
He definitely had the look, but also like his movies were really fucking violent.
Oh yeah, I think he got lucky because both his films, in my opinion, are good.
Yeah.
Let me bring up the Bond charts. The a little like I don't know if I should ever flash it on screen, but
For bad movies like Quantum of Solace, we just drink dicks on Daniel Craig's face. That movie's awful.
No, the only reason I'm saying that's because I added a little bit more to Daniel Craig's face on Quantum of Solace. So
every time we talk about it, you seem to hate that movie more.
Oh, I hate Quantum of Solace. I think that's one of the worst films I've ever seen. Like I hate it.
Oh, I like the smooth jazz that was in Never Say Never Again.
Never say never again.
Okay, so the premise of both movies is that the bad guys steal nukes. And I will say, both of them have actually radically different types of plans. Because, one was made in 1965. So, this was when America didn't really use, intercontinental ballistic missiles. It was when people used, bomber jets, right? So they had, they had the bomber jet, and the bad guys plastic surgery a dude to look like one of the pilots.
Yeah.
And then he murders everyone in the bomber with poison gas. Crash lands the fucking thing, and then they steal the bombs. In the new one,
that was an interesting one. Yeah.
In the new one, it's guided Tomahawk missiles or whatever.
Yeah.
And they get a guy to do an eye surgery, so that way his eye is the retinal scan of the president.
Yeah.
And he breaks in, does the retinal scan, and then the missiles change out. What was funny about the missiles changing out is like test parameters have changed, changing out dummy warheads for intercontinental ballistic missile warheads.
Oh
Have
my
a nice
god,
day.
yeah.
Have a nice day.
Why? That kind of reminds me of, I know this is a bit of a weird one, but Time Crisis 3, how the bomb that goes off in the boat just says bye. You know?
Oh
It's like,
god.
what psycho would like program it like that?
There's a movie called Dark Star. It's not a good movie because it was originally a student film, and then studio was like, "Here's some budget, finish it," and then it went on for too long. There's a great fucking scene, great scene in that movie though, because the bomb is like a smart bomb that has like an AI intelligence in it, and like the guy is like trying to talk to the bomb to keep it from exploding. Because
Oh,
it's
is this the one with the surfboard?
Yeah, this is the one where he surfs to his death. Yeah, but
Yeah.
what's funny about that though, like he's like, you know what? You're absolutely right. I wouldn't. You know what? You're absolutely right. I don't think I should explode. Goes up into the cargo bay, comes back out of the cargo bay, but I really want to. Let there be light. What?
Yeah. I remember you showing me that. That was hilarious out of context.
You know what?
Wow.
Actually, I do want to explode.
Wow.
Let there be light.
Let there be light. Never say never. So
That
yeah, let me
song,
look at
that
the,
song is, I will say, like the musical, the regular score in the original one is better because it just has that really bombastic like Bond music.
Yeah. But which film was it where they had like? Oh wait, did you already say? No, wait, no, different missile. There was a scene in like the remake one where they launch missiles from like a submarine, and then the missiles open up, and they're on these like weird hovercraft things.
Yeah,
But then
only for them
they
to land.
Only for them to land, and then they just traverse using like scuba gear, and I'm like, why did you do that?
Yeah, and then later on they actually do have to use like a flying thing, but they just use a helicopter.
Oh my goodness!
It's like, hey, the rocket jetpacks, you got those? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. Remember in the first one, they have the opening where the guy dressed like a lady, and then Bond just like breaks his neck.
Yeah.
And then right after that, he somehow set up a jetpack, and it's like a real jetpack. They actually used a real fucking jetpack for that scene.
No shit.
Oh, they also used a real fucking Fulton recovery system in the original.
Oh, okay. So they did, but what's hilarious is in the final scene when they all like jump from the boat, there was a third guy with them who just disappears.
Yeah, well, he's not important to the ending. They have to rush the ending. They spent it all on the underwater scenes.
Yeah. Oh my god, the fight scenes underwater are... Okay, how do I say this politely? I thoroughly enjoyed them. However, I do think they are some of the dumbest things I've ever seen in a film because it goes on for so long, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Also, at the beginning of the fight, each side had 10 guys. By the end of it, they have like 600 guys somehow.
Yeah, they kind of like lost count of... It's like the opposite of like Mulan, where they have like a bunch of like 100 soldiers, and by the end there's only like 12.
It's like a really bad kung fu movie, or like like a 70s kung fu movie where they only have like 10 stunt guys. So you'll see the same guy get killed by a sword like 6 times in a fight.
Yeah. Okay, Jerry. We only have like 3 actors. Okay, put on a mustache.
Oh, the bald guy from the bald guy who gets hit by the propeller blade in Indiana Jones was in the remake. With a really
that was a good fight scene.
With a really fun fight scene.
Yeah. I love the bit where like he kicks Bond to the right hand side, and this is like a bunch of old people like enjoying a show.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like smiling, like, yeah, nice. I do generally think I enjoyed the remake. It's hard because
neither movie has like there are moments in both movies where you're like, why?
Yeah.
What? Okay, for instance, I was like, you guys are not going to believe who's in this fucking movie. And then he shows up. It's Mr. Bean. But not only is it Rowan Atkinson is like doing like this weird front jaw voice, which sounds weird.
He's really weird in that film.
He doesn't really do anything either.
Yeah, he kind of just shows up, giving phone, and like kind of really just fucks off, honestly.
Yeah, it's strange. It's a strange film. Both of them.
Again,
Both of them are weird.
I wouldn't say they're bad films, mind you, but they're not particularly good films either.
Oh, there is one really funny thing in the fucking original where they're clay shooting at the bad guy's place.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And
There's
then
like so many moments.
He was just like, don't worry, Mr. Bond. After a little bit of practice, it should become really easy. Pull, and then Bond shoots the clay without even looking at it, and he's like, wow, I guess it is easy.
God, it's so dumb. So
It does have the both movies. I think it's worse in the original one, but both movies have this problem of why don't they shoot him in the face syndrome.
it's also like the thing too of like they already know that this guy is James Bond, so they should theoretically just shoot him and get him out of the way with.
Yeah.
God, that reminds me. Do you remember a game called Heavy Rain?
Yes. Jason.
So you already know who the killer is, yeah?
No, but I don't care about. I'm never gonna play a game made by
David Cage, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, spoilers for this like old game. One of the guys you play as, Scott Shelby, the detective character, he's the killer. Now, here's the problem with this with Scott Shelby is there are so many moments in that game because the whole point of that game is he's kind of going around collecting the because he's pretending to investigate the case of the Origami Killer. Now, here's the problem with this. So he's going around investigating, which is secretly him collecting evidence to presumably destroy.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with this. There's a woman that's with him who is helping him with the investigation. The woman had a child who got killed by the killer, so basically him. But here's the problem is that there are so many moments, there's a couple of moments where theoretically it would actually be in his best favor to let her die, basically. Like there's a bit where you're basically at the bottom of a river that's in a car that's about to basically, shatter and drown them. So, and you can leave her to die, but again, it's that thing of why, if he's the killer, why would he actually try to save her in this instance? That doesn't make sense,
Yeah, he would cover up his tracks.
Yeah, and here's the weird thing about it. If you do let her die, whether it's by choice or you just didn't do it in time, he kind of vows revenge to for her death, and it's like, what?
It's because they want it to be a twist. The problem is that contextually it doesn't work when
he's the killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a good. It's a weird game. It's not a particularly good game, but
it's one of the things I actually kind of liked about Bioshock Infinite is that technically you are playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
You're not playing a very good person. The problem, once again, is just execution of. Okay, oh god, that game.
It's an interesting game, but it has some flaws.
The opening is the best part. It gets worse from there.
Yeah. I generally think that game, I've said this before, I think that game came out too early because, have you ever seen all the videos of what the game was going to be about?
Yeah, it was going to be open world where you can jump from the islands, the space island, the in the air islands. Yeah.
That was one of the things, but that game was so, if you watch the preview of that game from, let's say, 2010, it's a completely different game.
It looked so cool, and then they couldn't do that, so then they made it a really unbalanced, not really fun hallway shooter.
World. Who are you? It is Charles! Attend!
gunsmith, and it just goes cutty wumpus.
Columbus.
That goes bad. That's what did they expect? It's they're like, oh yeah, they stole his gun making tools. Yeah, it's a giant lathe. You can't just take that out of where it's being stored, you goober.
Yeah. I do like, there was one bit that I did like when you have to kill, where there was that like leader of the resistance, like the black woman. And then Elizabeth ended up killing her. But Elizabeth throughout the game doesn't really kill anybody. Like, that's all on you. And she has that moment of just like, there was a really great moment in the writing where that happens. And she's like, she says to Booker, how do you deal with this? It's just like, you just get used to it. I'm just, that's such a good,
You want to know
such a good story beat.
You want to know why saving the gunsmith makes absolutely no sense?
Right.
So the rebels of, sky racism, they stole like the blimp that we're gonna use to leave, right?
Right.
Why don't they just use that to go to the mainland and buy guns?
God knows.
Not to mention, the Vox Populi in that game have better guns by default than your upgraded guns.
Oh, really?
So, narratively, they're like, we need those guns and ammo. But in the game itself, they don't, because they are stocked.
Again, I think this could also be a result of like the game changing a lot, because even the story got like reworked quite a lot.
Yeah. No, the ending is not great. And then the ending in hard mode is nigh impossible because it's you're on the giant ship that's crashing down, and you have to fight like 700 mechanized George Washingtons.
Oh, I forgot about those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's again, I think it's just a sad set of affairs. That's why I always say it came out at the wrong time.
It looks cool. The opening's cool. There are cool set pieces, but overall, that game is terrible. Especially like the Lady Comstock stuff.
God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you fight a ghost. Not once, not twice, thrice.
Yeah.
And it's all bad. One of the fights isn't even a fight. You have to reach a switch, and the game doesn't tell you that. So what ends up happening is you waste all of your ammo, realize that like fighting everything is not the solution, and you just go to a switch and turn off the boss fight.
Yeah, it's God. Again, I did enjoy the ride, but it's not what I wanted.
You know what that game really is? Like if I wanted to be like, brutal about it.
Go on.
It's like a creative writing student taking a lot of time at the beginning of the story and then realizing that it's due tomorrow. So he just butt fucks the ending.
Oh, so he just wings it.
Yeah, he just wings the ending. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to know one part about that game that made me sad was there was an enemy in the early stage of that game that it was like this weird like funnel head thing where what it did, the original concept was it couldn't see, right? It was blind.
Yeah.
And it was purely like a thing where it would traverse the environment by sound only. So it's one of those boss fights where you basically had to like be quiet and like try to sneak up on it. Now, cut to the game actually coming out. The design is still the same. Like it has like these huge like funnel ear things, except now it's like a visual thing.
Yeah, now they shoot giant lights out of its funnel head, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh man.
Well, yeah, they see you, but then once they see you, they fucking kill you with sound.
It was a really, it actually made me sad because I was like, man, that was such a cool design. I mean, it still is a cool design, but why did you do it like this?
That thing did get the game's one jump scare, though.
Yeah, when you turn around and it's just right behind you.
Yeah, and there's like no loud music or anything. It just happens, and you're like, ah!
Yeah. Oh man, that is unfortunate. That is really, really, really unfortunate.
You know, the upside of the intro being really good and nothing else is that you could just play the intro for like an hour and then be done.
Oh well, one thing I do like about the intro was the weird barbershop version of "Girls Just Want to Have Fun."
Oh no, no! It was the Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys, yeah.
Yeah,
But the game
you're
had a bunch
thinking
of
of
them.
the fucking like pipe organ one where it's like yeah. You're like, okay, all right.
I do remember that one scene when there's like couple on stage. It's like I think one's like a slave, the one's like her wife, her husband or something,
Yeah,
and
and
you have
they're
the
like,
option to
he
either
likes
like
his coffee black.
yeah, and then you have the option to either throw a rock at them or at like the person who's like hosting it. But then before you could even do either one, they realize it's like, wait a minute, he has the sign on his hand. He's the demon, or something like that.
He goes from 0 to 100 in that scene because it was like, there he is, the infidel, get him, and then the cops have like nightsticks and they're like, all right, buddy, you're coming with us. You see here, Sonny, we're gonna take you. And then he just immediately chops a dude's head in half with a fucking radial saw, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, that game escalates quite kind of quickly. Like, oh man, one thing they did keep, which I'm very happy actually stayed in the game, was the whole idea of like the skyhook.
Yeah,
The
no,
skyhook was
I
pretty
think
cool.
that I think the biggest issue with that game though is that they were advertising a lot of choices, but the choices really don't matter and do nothing towards the end of the game.
Yeah,
Also, that him getting found out is what I like the idiot syndrome, because he saw a poster of a hand that looks like a goblin hand with his
yeah,
tattoo on it, and he's like, and it says, "This is the sign of the fucking Antichrist," and like he looks at that, looks at his hand, and is like, "Boy, that ain't good, huh? Weird."
yeah,
And
and
then he doesn't cover it up. He doesn't roll his sleeves down.
yeah. It's a very bizarre, like, why he didn't even attempt to like cover it up or like bandage it or something or other. It's just, very strange, very strange. So
Yeah, and then yeah, what's hilarious is somebody actually brought this up. If he covered up his hand, the entire game wouldn't have to happen.
for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever play the DLCs of that game? Because I think I do own those. I never
I mean,
started
the whole
them.
reason why you end up having to shoot everybody is because they put it on lockdown. If it wasn't on lockdown, you literally could have just went to the Comstock Tower, like, as a guest.
Yeah.
Because they apparently do tours. Like, you could just show up
What?
there and you're just like, huh.
Yeah, he could just like walk in there. Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, but I think that's about it. Did you play the DLCs where it's like buried at sea or something? Because I never did those.
That was when I started to slow down on video games. I have it. I'm thinking about playing it, but I just was like, eh.
What was the point in your life where? Because I know you as a person, and you're not like, even though you play games, I wouldn't say you're really like a gamer in the modern sense
If
nowadays.
you knew me back in the day, I was one of those guys that like played video games for like 16
Forever.
hours.
Really.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it would have been around
Because you got like obviously work to do, and not just this. So
I'd
like,
say like 20 2016 is slowly when I started to just be like, eh. I think
I mean, there's
one of the reasons why too is because a lot of the games just started sucking.
They did. There was a period where things were just really. I mean, you could argue it's like pretty bad now, but I feel like every 5 years there's like something that kind of fucks gaming, and then you kind of get fatigued and you kind of like just lose interest, and then maybe it'll come back. But again, life's also kind of like in the way. So
Oh my god, 2016 was a long time ago. Uh-oh.
it's 10 almost 10 years ago.
It is.
Actually, no, it was
It
10
is
years
10
ago.
years ago. You fucking goon.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's a long... Man, David Bowie's been gone that long. What a shame.
Yeah, that was one thing that occurred to me when I was at work a few weeks back because I think it was like his birthday not too long ago,
It feels
technically.
like... God, for me, it felt like it's still like yesterday, man. That's nuts.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, just to give you a heads up, it's probably going to be slow on my end when I put these pages together because I'm really trying to think how I want to display these. But again, I'm kind of spitballing them. We could probably go over these when the time comes.
Yeah. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Acting on your best behavior, turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
There's a room where the light won't find you.
Remember when they did the sad version of Mad World for Gears of War?
From Oh yeah, it's a Gary Jules version. Well, that was made for Donnie Darko, wasn't it?
Yeah, but then I would hazard to guess that the trailer for that game was seen by more human beings than Donnie Darko.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I
that
haven't. I
is such an
haven't
icon.
even seen Donnie Darko.
Me neither. I hear mixed things. Some people say it's pretty good, but then it was like,
It's a movie.
yeah. That's the one with the W.I.P in it.
I mean, we saw a movie where a guy got almost killed by a butt stretcher. So I mean,
How could it get any worse?
yeah. Also, why does the butt stretching machine have the murder setting?
Yeah.
Why would why would it
also
ever
weird.
need to do that?
I mean, that's also another thing too about Thunderball is like Bond is just kind of like doing his own thing until he's like kind of called to do something, you know?
He has a lot. It really does take. I wasn't joking when I said it at the beginning. It's like this movie takes half of its runtime to get Bond a mission. Like,
God.
in the terms of a British bloke, he was faffing about for a really long time before the fucking movie actually starts.
Yeah, yeah, because that raises the question even more of like why does the machine have the murder button? Because the location he's in isn't owned by the evil villain, from what I remember.
No, it's a fucking wellness hotel.
Yeah,
Oh, the wellness hotel scene in the sequel was really funny, where like the lady like comes into his room and is like, I got asparagus soup, bullshit fucking tea, and like all this shit, because it's supposed to be all like healthy stuff. And then he pops open his fucking attaché case, and it's filled with like vodka, wine, champagne, foie gras.
yeah, it's very, very fucking bizarre.
And because she works there and she's a woman that needed man, she's like, she takes some of the foie gras with the fucking like crackers, and she's like, oh fuck, because you have to like assume that she's eating the health food there.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh,
Oh, it's fucking so bloody good. Invisible. God. Yeah.
so like,
Jane-
yeah, no, he has that really cool fight with the big guy in that one, but in the original, he finds out that like, the guy who was wrapped up and mummified was like fucking murdered, and then a guy tries to like stab him through a window. He beats him to death with a telephone and then wraps the cord around his head for no reason, just as a goof, which is pretty fucking funny, actually.
Yeah.
Also, right after that, he gets chased, and he's about to use his car with the gadgets, and then somebody else just rocket launchers him, like the guy that's chasing him, and then he's like, huh. Well, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
there's
goodness.
a lot of if they killed their own agent later to cover up their tracks, there is a possibility that A, James Bond would have already killed him, or B, they could have succeeded in killing James Bond. So there's a lot of why didn't, like, scatty dude. No, man,
Yeah.
I got a gun in my room right now. Let's just shoot him. Scatty, zip it.
Zip it, Scotty. www.zipit.com.
Would you like to maybe suck a little bit of my zipper?
Fucking Dr. Evil. My favorite Dr. Evil quote is when he reunites with his son on Jerry Springer of all things. And he's like, I don't love you, Scotty, because you're not evil enough. You're semi-evil. You're quasi-evil. You're the Diet Coke of evil.
Don't worry, I had the entire audience of the show liquidated.
Man, Jerry Springer. Oh, yeah, that guy's dead now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, he had one of the most trashy, successful shows of all time.
Yeah, take that for what you will. I haven't really got anything nice to say about it, so...
My favorite episode is the radical black rights guys and the KKK. The second they walk into the room, a chair hits one of them in the face, and then they just start beating the shit out of each other. It is one of the funniest clips of all time. It's even funnier if you use like the fucking like the Benny Hill music.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you could apply that to half of that shit on that show. Yeah, he was the pioneer of trash television.
He really was the pioneer of trash television. I mean, Oprah and like a few other people kind of started that, like Maury Povich, but like fucking Jerry Springer fucking turned it into a diamond concept.
He did, and his show. I mean, I don't particularly like this show either, but it also spawned the Steve Wilkos show from it as well.
Yeah.
Steve Wilkos, he just fucking lobs chairs everywhere. Oh, it's like, oh, hello there, sir. You want to sit down? Here, you can sit down. Fucking lobs the chair across the room.
God, I'm just like, you want to do something really funny?
Yeah.
Could you look me up a list of the episode names for the Jerry Springer show?
Did they have episode names?
Yes, every episode had like a name. Yeah.
Okay, because you got me curious now.
Could you post it in the Discord because
Kung Fu Hillbilly.
Yeah. If you pull up like the whole list.
Okay, I don't know if there's a Wikipedia article of it, but I could read some of these out real quick.
Yeah.
Transgender stripper tricks, Kung Fu Hillbilly Ninja Master, Sis It Wasn't Me, Double Wide Drama, Baby Daddy's Bolt, Transgender Catfish.
Baby Daddy's balls.
Bolt. Sorry.
Okay, I was about to say.
My wife left me for a woman. Juicy Secret. One of them's just called Sex. Top Secrets with a cherry on top. Whoops, I cheated. Keeping it 100%. 100. Boogie Night Regrets.
Okay, breathe.
Spring is guest to finish strong. I beg to differ. Oh, Teen Baby Mama, marriages fall apart, you can't dump me, I break for sex, trash talking pansexual.
I break for sex. Oh shit.
Thursday, sex with your man. Note to self, dump him. We got the beef. All fingers point to cheating. Share his experiences.
Oh god.
Control. This is the one you're gonna love. Control your THOT.
Control your thought.
I got your man's foot long. Trophy THT.
Got your man's foot long.
Straight to gain a week. Oh my god. Oh,
Oh
I didn't know they actually like numbered like.
yes,
named
the episodes have names. If listen, for the two people listening to this, listen, man. Do
We
yourself
didn't make them.
do yourself a fucking favor right now and go look up the episodes list of Jerry Springer Show. You will have the best 10 minutes of your life.
Dude, these are like more. Like I'm just picturing like a fuck. Okay, hear me out for a second. I'm just picturing like a really stupid anime like Dragon Ball Z, and then these are like the names of the episodes.
Yeah, well, it's like Harry Potter. Harry Potter and the fucker that did my wife.
Harry Potter. Yeah, it'll be like Harry Potter and the Bit of Backstabbers, which is like an episode name here.
Harry Potter and Who's the Father?
There's one on here that has like a break. Where it's like I'm coming out, fighting.
Oh god.
I need to start looking at these, otherwise I'm gonna.
You're just gonna keep fucking laughing to yourself because of how fucking ridiculous they are?
I might. You know what?
The motherfucker had like 700 episodes of that fucking shit, and each title is a fucking goldmine of comedy.
I'm gonna type one out to you.
Oh. you can't say that one now.
Oh,
Oh boy, that one's great. I'm glad
Okay.
I'm glad I showed you that.
then actually, you know what? At first, I was like, I'm not gonna get anything done today, and I'm like, you know, that got my brain going.
How did that get your brain?
Because it's just I don't know. It's maybe it's like the stupidity energy. I don't know.
Man,
Oh god.
it does get you a little speechless. You're just kind of like, wow.
I have like a big grin on my face right now.
He was
It's
a
so
fucking
funny.
he was a schlockmeister, but he did it.
Yeah.
You know,
I would.
I would, eh, I would say that it's kind of also like that time where Howard Stern had like his like X-rated fucking radio show.
Yeah.
It's
That's a guy.
it's that '90s like yeah fucking we can say whatever we want. Haha, we're so fucking edgy. Look, our fucking road manager does cocaine. Lol.
Mm. I'm just kind of spitballing an idea here. So the one benefit of being independent to doing this shit is like we actually do have time just to like sit down and figure out how this is all gonna like play out.
You know what's an insane thing from the '90s that I'm amazed still exists is fucking Spencer's Gifts.
Spencer's Gifts, what's that?
Oh, that's right. Okay, so in American malls, there is a novelty store called Spencer's Gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And they typically have like T-shirts, movie memorabilia. A lot of it's typically like weed stuff, but there's also like horror movie stuff and that kind of shit. They have like
Right.
little prank stuff, gag gifts, and then in the back they have a entire section of sex toys for some reason.
Oh hell yeah.
And it's not like behind the curtain or anything. They're just all there. Like they just have a wall of dicks.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's really like, but it definitely feels like a 1990s kind of like Austin Power, like, haha, look at it's Spencer's Gift. Still around though. Actually still around. What I found out is the seasonal Halloween store called Spirit of Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
The people that own it now is just Spencer's.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, so they make When Halloween rolls around, they make fucking buku money. Yep. You learn something new here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I like the wet honey bunny being lifted up. It's like,
Yeah. I won't lie. The wet hair is nice. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Nice.
You're a red-blooded man that like woman? No.
You like women? What are you? No, I'm not gonna say that. Right?
Cut that out. Cut that out. No. Yeah, but she a bunny though. Ew, bunny never fucking sexy. Cuts to like 700,000 images of like ladies in fucking rabbit costumes.
But the bunnies, yeah.
It is a symbolic. It is a symbolism.
That'd be a really weird thing if something like that came out of this comic where that kind of like thing happened. I'm like, huh.
Oh, if this became
about that?
popular, I wouldn't be surprised if people started wearing like outfits and shit.
No, I mean I'll be all for it. Don't get me wrong. Like if you wanna dress up as this shit, like
Well, yeah, that'd be
honestly,
really
go for
cool.
it.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, yeah, really.
Just like starts like wiping like forehead.
Yeah, like you start wiping your forehead like you're doing a sermon at a Baptist. You know, like just Lord Jesus.
God, the bunnies and the nuns, the bun nuns.
Begone, evil spirit.
I don't want a church out of this. I mean, you could do it, but I won't have any fucking.
If we actually made like a Scientology style church, I think I might just jump off of a roof.
Yeah. Oh lordy.
I didn't say how high, YouTube. I'm not injuring myself. I can land
Yeah.
on
He's
top of a car. No.
No, he's a cat. He'll survive.
God, there's only one movie I've ever really seen where somebody hits the ground when jumping out of
Explodes.
and explodes into a million pieces, and that was the Dread movie. And not only did they have like the quick splat one, they also had the slow-mo one too.
Oh god, I remember watching that with a friend of ours, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Like just in the opening, they're just like, huh, "What a lovely day!" With
That's when it made me realize, like, oh yeah, that's what would happen.
yeah, because in almost every single movie, like a guy falls from like 50 billion stories up, and then just hits a car, and then his body's just intact, and I'm like,
I think they're cowards. I think it's generally just cowardism.
you know what? Scratch that. There's only one other movie where I've seen that, and that was in Team America: World Police, where one of the actors gets kicked out of the fucking tower, and then they just have a balloon filled with blood that just goes.
Yeah. God. I'm gonna do some like quick sketches here of like humanoid like figures, and I'll just give you instructions of what the hell's happening here.
Oh, Team America is a movie where you definitely couldn't quote any of it on YouTube.
I do like Michael Moore getting fucking.
Oh yeah, him blowing himself up. That's really. Thank you, Team America.
Thank you again. And then, like the guy who's in charge, like, for the love of dick sucking, titty fucking.
Jesus, titty loving Christ.
Jesus, titty fucking.
We really can't, dude. We really
Not all
shouldn't
of it.
quote that. We really shouldn't quote that movie.
For the love of cock sucking.
No, fucking. The only way you can rebuild trust, Gary, is if you suck my dick.
Why would you trust that motherfucker? He fucking ran out of us. Don't worry, he sucked my cock.
He sucked my cock. Oh. Yeah.
God, that was one of those few moments where, like, because it's made by the South Park guys, so it's like almost the exact same humor.
Yeah.
And that was one of the few moments where, like, with my I'd be around like extended families' houses, and like everyone just knows what that is. It's just like one of the few moments where you can like vibe with them and like the stupid shit, you know.
My favorite stupid line in that movie is still, "It will be 9/11, but it will be 9/11 multiplied by 2,968." That's God. I don't even know what that is. Nobody does.
Nobody knows.
Nobody does.
Fuck me. Oh my goodness.
Is what I'm saying not getting through to you? Do I have to fire my translator? Boom! You stupid terrorist motherfucker!
Can I tell you something really embarrassing?
What's that?
The first time I heard of Kim Jong Un was through that film.
I mean,
I was a little kid.
I mean, yeah, like that is a really goofy part of like geopolitics. Realistically, nobody gives a fat fuck about North Korea.
Yeah.
I saw the fucking like one of the newer Count Dankula videos. I don't think I can watch him anymore.
Oh, how so?
He was
What was the topic, by the way?
no, the advertisement was for some bullshit fucking like supplement, and I was like, okay, no, I'm good.
Oh yeah, he has
It's the
done
same
some
thing.
of those.
It's the
Where,
same thing where like I used to really like this podcast called the Unsubscribed podcast because they'd have like really cool like guests on, and then they would just kind of like shoot the shit and stuff. And a lot of it's like gun talk or like police talk or military talk. But the problem is that you can have whatever political beliefs you want. My biggest issue is that they started to advertise like that fucking gambling shit. The thing that's
that.
plaguing America right now.
Fuck that.
They started doing those fucking sports gambling apps, and I'm like, God fucking damn it. I really don't want. Like, and I even put it in the comment section. I was like, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the hustle. My problem is, you want to talk about like integrity or like because one of them might become a congressman now.
Oh, it's that podcast.
Yeah, one of them might become a fucking congressman, and they're advertising fucking gambling. I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna watch that. Same thing with the fucking Dankula thing. Not only that, like, it's just fucking racial humor is getting a little bit too much.
I have noticed because I'm the type of guy who
because it's not even like I don't even have a problem with racial humor. I think that what he's doing is a little fucking lazy.
You think so?
Yeah, it's just like, haha, I said the bad thing.
I have noticed that, yeah. Yeah, because the reason why I don't watch him anymore is like, some of the topics are kind of like boring to me, but then it's also the case of like, I have noticed recently because he would even make jokes, be like, yeah, I'm not going to make the joke, it's not worth it. But then I feel like he's slowly pushing the envelope now, where he's like, I mean, there's also the fact too that, he's from the UK. So maybe,
There are jokes that can be made. The end result is that it needs to be funny, right? But if it's a cheap joke that you kind of just blurt out and it's not funny, then it's not a good joke. You're just doing it for like the edginess.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
And it's a subjective thing, but I am seeing a lot more of it just start to creep into his content. More so than weirdly enough, YouTube censorship kind of would actually help him out a little bit. Make him a little bit more likable.
I do get the impression that he might also be a little bit tired. Because the only reason he did this to begin with was because, there was that whole
drama. He can't get a fucking job anywhere.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of like that weird case of I kind of need to do this now because my options are limited, but at the same time, because the YouTube algorithm actually fucks him, like it doesn't recommend his videos at all. Did you know about that?
Yeah, well, hey guys, if you don't like this is just a fucking point that I want to make. If you don't like Count Dankula, right? Mm-hmm. If you legitimately don't like him, allow him to have a good paying job. he'll stop.
Yeah.
He'll stop. Just allow him to. Don't be like, oh well, he's trying to get a job. Quick, fire him from it. No, 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 no. If you want him to stop, if he was set and he's able to pay for all of the shit that he needs to, he'd probably just do that and not make videos anymore.
I mean, he did actually say, you guys realize that I'm only here because you wouldn't let me get a job, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've kind of just, I might actually, like, I did unsubscribe from his second channel, which is just him, like, blurting shit about politics.
I actually follow that one because sometimes, like, the news stories from your funny country is too good.
Yeah. But,
like, the not even, like, the political ones, just, like, the fucking British people being British. Like, the guy who apparently had, like, experimental wolves in his backyard.
Yeah.
And then the police had to come and, like, get them because he was just not, like, you know, taking care of them. And the reason why people found out was that one of the dogs was just on his shed roof. And people were like, that's a big fuck-off wolf. What's that doing on a shed roof?
There is a slight chance I might have seen this story from, like, the BBC, of all things. Was this the one where he had, like, a sea of dogs in his, like, property?
I don't know. That's a different. Weirdly enough, that's a different story.
Okay, then.
That's the guy who was hoarding animals.
Let's see.
I might actually know more about fucking UK politics and, like, you know, news than fucking American, because America is so fucking boring when it comes to the news.
It feels like, I mean, on the odd occasion I look at it, it just feels like an echo chamber.
Like, one of my favorite things about British people is their propensity for fucking goobery.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whenever they wanted to, like, ban, like, you know, like, a whole bunch of, like, pornography, and one of the things that they banned was, like, face sitting. So they went to the Parliament building and just sat on each other's faces. That's one of the funniest fucking... See, that's how you do a protest. You turn it into fucking Monty Python.
Yeah. Fiction, reality imitates fiction at that point.
Oh, God.
I got so many 3D models. I'm trying to look for, like, a stagecoach. I'm not finding it. By the way, if anybody uses Clip Studio Paint and you use 3D models, try and keep on top of it, because for some odd reason, like, 90% of these are in Japanese.
Yeah, if you don't label them, you're fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know they're here somewhere.
It's insane for me to think that some people were like, man, you swear a lot. I'm like, you'd be surprised. This is me cutting it down.
Oh, I know you. Yeah, I know you outside of this, and yeah, you curse like a sailor sometimes.
That's the French Canadian in me.
Yeah.
Like, my dad, French Canadian, also was in the military, also spent a lot of his life in fucking New Jersey. So yeah, like.
There you go. Sorry, bear with me. I'm looking for
Like, whenever I fucking, like, this is a thing I actually ended up learning from my dad, because he's bald, and he's been bald for a really long time. He doesn't have hair to, like, you know, whenever he's, like, fixing a sink or something, to, like, let him know that he's getting too close to, like, pipes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he smashes his head on shit all the fucking time.
Yeah.
But whenever he does, he doesn't say, ow, God damn it, or anything like that. He goes, cunt. But the way he says cunt is like, fucking cunt. He rolls it out from the bottom. He doesn't do that Australian shit. He makes it, like, fucking kind of gross. He's like, he's like, fucking, cunt. Like, yeah, like, bah.
Oh,
Cunt.
yeah.
And I did have to fix the sink, and I did smash my head because I was fucking shaved at the time. And I did literally the same fucking thing.
Yeah. Like father, like son.
Daddy,
Daddy.
would you and I like to go? I can't say that. All right.
What was you gonna say?
Yeah. Well, you can bleep it if it's too much. Daddy, would you and I like to go to the cunt fields today, Daddy?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Are you pussy?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
God. Okay. Actual life. Like we were talking about people hucking like fucking garbage supplements and shit. You want to know? You want to know something that's like fucking liberating as a person if you actually do it.
Go on.
Not being open, not being chatty about it, being confident in your sexuality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like if you know where you stand when it comes to that and not caring what other people think. When somebody's like, "Oh, you're gay," you just go, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck." You just, I don't fucking care. Having, like, it's not the thing where it's like, "Yeah, I'm gay and I'm gonna go out and dress up and fucking be weird in public." Not that, or like other people who are like straight and they're like, "Yeah, girl, yeah, girl, we're in public, girl." See that I would feel that somebody that's like that is actually not really,
confident.
confident in their sexuality because they have to keep telling people that they are like that. If you're just confident in your sexuality, you never need to bring it up.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, like I remember there was a guy at work once who was like a very like flamboyant, like it was like almost stereotypical kind of sounding gay, but like he was just confident, and it's actually kind of cool, honestly.
Oh, one of my favorite fucking coworkers was fucking Big Gay Mike.
Oh yeah, you mentioned him last time. Yeah.
Yep, that guy. Jesus, take the wheel. That was the other thing that was crazy about it too. Turbo Christian, like super turbo Christian.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, he was Protestant as fuck, so he always bitched about Catholics. It's great, fucking hilarious.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Oh man, the Pope is such a bitch. Oh my god. Oh, I don't miss working there, but I miss working with the people there. Fuck me.
I mean, to be fair, like you typically, I think it's safe to say the people is kind of what really makes the job half the time.
Yeah.
Or the manager, depending on how you look at it.
I would say it's the ratio of shitty to good people. You can have a lot of shitty people to work with, but if the manager's good, you can get over it. The reverse of that is you can have an entire team of really great people, but if you have one fucking manager that's a shitbird, it fucks the whole thing up.
Yeah, it ruins you because you're there for about what 6 to 8 hours depending on your shift, and it's like I'm fucking trapped here, and it's a job, so I got to pretty much do it.
I think the worst manager ever is the new guy who ranked up through bullshit that has to reinvent the wheel on everything that you do for no reason outside of getting more brownie points. That is the worst guy, because it's like you'd be at your job. It's like, yeah, we keep that back door open, like it's fine, like nobody cares, and then that guy comes up and he's like, this company regulation states that this back door must be closed. It needs to be closed at all times, and only I can open it. And you know what ends up happening? Everyone gets pissed off because they can't go through the door, and then he gets pissed off because he's like, why do you keep asking me to open the door? You are literally the person that created this fucking problem, you idiot.
Yeah, it's not... for me, I think my worst one in that regard was probably like my first job, and it was my second. Like, so I had two supervisors because one of them moved on to a different job within the company at first,
Yeah.
And my second supervisor was such a fucking cretin. Like, he wasn't even there half the time, which is the problem. Was he like? Not only was he lazy, he wouldn't even turn up to work most of the time. And it was one of those jobs where no one will be there to replace him. No one. Oh god! Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, once Hunni Bunni's finished, I might even do like a fucking like short story that's based around these funny experiences.
I told you about some of my gas station experience. I could write a book about that shit.
Oh yeah, you told me stuff. You've told me stuff on here, and also stuff like outside of this as well. Where I'm like, yeah, probably shouldn't share that one out loud. You know, at least not right now. Like, fuck me. Like some of them. Oh god. Okay, let me put it to you like this. You know, when you're someone who's a dad and you got kids, you know, the kids. I imagine like sometimes family comes first, right?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? Now, here's the problem, and maybe I'm going to sound like the arsehole for saying this. I would be forgiving if you had to rush somewhere, you know, for your kids because you know, oh, my kid has to go to you know this hospital for something, you know, or I have to pick my kids up, blah blah blah, you know. Now, if you already have a reputation for just like skipping work for whatever, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not really gonna really like give a shit, even if it's about your kids at that point, because you have a reputation of just skipping work, you know.
Yeah.
So
It's like-
and it makes me sound awful, but I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Okay, so that's the cried wolf thing, where it's like
Exactly.
he called out so many times that when something actual serious happened, nobody fucking believes him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is a problem. Maybe, just maybe, hear me out. He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. I think the most insane one to me though was, I think I'd said this on a previous episode, where he would steal food because it was a food place, right? It was like a freezer.
Oh, is this the
And-
guy that just fucking like was just like, "Yup, the company owes me."
Yeah, when he come, it's like that weird thief mentality of like, well, I think I'm owed this. It's like, no, you're stealing.
Yeah.
Fucking moron. I would honestly, given, I mean, I'm one to talk, so I don't eat healthy, but I wouldn't be surprised if that guy's dead at this point because
Dead
know when
or
someone-
dead or like fired because of theft. Like,
but he wasn't at that job anymore because he actually. Oh, that was another thing too. Did I ever tell you how he quit his job?
oh,
See-
please tell me that it was in the most passive aggressive way possible.
What he did, because obviously with him being a supervisor by default, he's like key holder, yeah.
Yeah.
So he fucking sent the key in like a letter, like an envelope, basically saying I quit, you know. And the part that I find really funny is he did that thing which every like cretin did at that place, which is try to ask for his job back despite leaving, you know.
Oh, so he's like, I don't need this place. I'm leaving. Things have changed. Could I please come back?
Yeah, which by the way, no chance, by the way.
You want to know a fucked up thing that my gas station used to do?
What's that?
So, our company, Redacted, used to do piss tests for marijuana.
Oh god.
And if you
Yeah.
came up hot on the piss test, you're out, right? Or if you came up with pretty much anything, you're out. Here's the thing. Everybody was on something.
Oh no.
Everybody was on something.
Oh, I
Like-
think I know what this story is.
Because I was drinking like a fish. Our Hispanic gentleman did the marijuana. Like everybody was doing something at that gas station.
Yeah.
Turns out that's like that at most gas stations because those are we are the people that work there, and we have to deal with the worst people possible. Here's the thing: the only time they do a random P test is when they want to fire somebody.
Of course, yeah.
And reason why the location is redacted is because this could legally fucking hit me. What they did was to make it fair for everybody, like quote unquote, so one person wasn't being singled out. They had everybody do a P test, or like they had
no.
a random amount of people do a P test. I 100% did marijuana one day when they did a P test. 100%. Didn't even like try to do like all of the methods to get it out of the pee. Turns out, they saw my positive test, threw it in the trash, didn't give a shit, and fired the other person because they were being a shitbird.
Really?
Yep. Oh,
That's
you
mental.
mean to tell me? You mean to tell me that the gas station industry might be corrupt? No. You mean to tell me that all of the fucking conflicts that we've had over gasoline, those people might not be on the fucking up and up?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. In this day and age, especially in this day and age now, with what's been going on, like that's, yeah,
To be fair, that person really did need to be fired. They stole like fucking $3,000 out of the fucking cash register over the course of like 6 months.
of course.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, just so anybody is like listening to this, like, don't be all. If you are in like a job like that, don't be blasé and think you're like untouchable because there's a bigger arsehole next to you. That's not how that works. Like, would you say it was kind of like luck to an extent
For what?
for what you did? Like, yours getting thrown away. Because that's kind of like
Oh
luck in a
yeah,
way.
no. That yeah. Listen, like if your fucking company does like P tests and shit, don't. Just don't do something else. But here's the thing, this place was open because it was making money. That became very fucking clear to me very early. The rules, because when they induct you into the thing, you have to do like training and a whole bunch of bullshit. We didn't follow the fucking rules in that fucking place because we all understood what that place actually was.
Yeah.
It's like it was the Black Sheep gas station. It was the one that was open because it was making a fuckload of money. That was it.
Yeah.
Because okay, this is a two door, like front and back of the store, right? 2-door fucking building. Massive, huge. It had 20 parking lots around the building and 2 separate pumping areas.
Yeah.
How many people on staff do you think this building had?
Let's see, two.
On
Was it only like
staff
3
means
people?
the amount of people actually working there.
Wouldn't it be like usually 2 to 3?
No. I mean, like, in general, the amount of staff we had was, we had 4 people working at that place.
Okay.
The amount of people actually working there on any given shift was 1.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay then.
So, pardon me, Mr. fucking executive manager man, if I don't follow your fucking rules, but I'm the only one in this bitch.
Yeah.
Eventually, we got some interesting characters to, help us work, but that was, man, you meet some people, man.
Oh, you do. I do want to say
one was
thing.
the lady that stole all the time, but she couldn't get fired because of some fucking intercompany bullshit.
Was it like nepotism?
No, it was some fucking. I don't even want to get into that one, but like, eventually she did fucking get shit canned.
I do generally think there was some corruption in my place too, because I remember there was one time when a woman, I don't know what her job was, it might have just been like a HR thing, but like, we had a lot of complaints, and this woman, this is like one of the rare moments where we could actually voice our opinion, And then this woman comes round, she like listens to all of our complaints, and I shit you not, I think this happened on like either a Thursday or a Friday, so it was like near the end of the week, right?
Yeah.
I shit you not. She came in, did a little report, and next week she was gone, as in like she wasn't working there anymore. And what we think might have happened was either one or two things. Either A, she looked at what she had to deal with and was like, what, I can't be arsed, I'm just going to move on. Or B, there might have been some kind of like bribery or threat, or like being threatened behind the scenes by the upper management not to like go through with this, basically. So, yeah, I don't think any of our like things actually went anywhere in that regard.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, I'm not fucking working there no more, so
Anymore?
yeah.
God,
It was my first job, so I'm not going to say the name of it, obviously, because I last thing I want is to like get sued by these idiots. But it's whatever, really. I will say one thing: if I ever become like mega rich, I could definitely see myself. I've always had this like weird fucked up rich man fantasy, which is like I would buy the company and then I'd burn it down, and then I'd just build it up and burn it down again for the lols.
If you ever wanted to know which gas station I worked at, I can't tell you what it is, but what I can tell you is that it rhymes with Schmerkel Hay.
Yeah.
To be fair,
these are all-
fuck the people that. Oh my god! Oh, ooh! It gets me so heated. It gets me so heated. And then like the place that I worked to after that, it was like the customers were really awesome. The management was terrible because that place I can shit on them. I don't give a fuck about the fucking AFES, which is like the on base military fucking stores.
Oh yeah.
I worked at the gas station on there, which was also the liquor store on base.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to tell you something really dumb. What do you not want to do when you're drunk?
But shoot guns.
Drive? So, riddle me this, Batman. Why, oh why, do you have the liquor store be the fucking gas station?
Huh?
Yeah, no, it makes fucking perfect sense, don't it? Oh my god. You know who the worst people in that fucking building were, though? That place? Okay, you know what a Karen is, right?
I know what Karen is. I think everyone does now.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you this right now. There is a creature more devastating than a Karen. It's in the same family, but it's a completely different genome, baby.
Go on.
It's called the Dependa.
The Depender.
The Dependa. The Dependa is the wife of a serviceman.
Oh yeah. Go on.
Yeah. Now they come in two flavors. There's the Dependa and there's the Dependopotamus, which is the fat version, which most of them are. What happens is a guy has a relatively high rank, right? Like he's like a major or a lieutenant colonel or something. And then his wife thinks she has the same rank because of her
I've heard about
husband.
these. Yeah.
Whoo-wee! They are fucking atrocious. They are actually like, my husband is a major, I'll have you know. It's like, I am a gas station attendant. I don't give a fuck about your major husband. Like, but you can't say that. You can't say that. You got to be nice to him because it's a hospitality job.
That reminds me of another story, a similar thing, which is at my first job, one of the assistant manager, his missus happened to be working there as well. But what was hilarious was, you know, when someone says something that's on their mind, which is like when someone like denies something, it clearly shows that they probably have it on their mind in case it gets brought up, you know?
Yeah.
So like she said, like, I may be the missus of the assistant manager, but I don't see myself above you or anything like that. Which means that you probably did see yourself above us then, if you thought that, you know.
Well, that's also like a very like fucking like casual loose threat.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, my husband is actually important in this company, but I'm not going to use that against anybody.
Yeah, that's like a roundabout way of saying like.
That's why in the U.S., even if two people who are like married or something like that work the same place, they're not put on the same shift.
Oh yeah, the place I currently work at has a policy where they get put in different sections if they are in like a relation. So yeah, we kind of do that too.
Oh, do you hear that Johnny Somali fucked up, made the Koreans more angry, and has more fucking prison time now?
Oh, what did he do now?
I don't know. I didn't look into the big specifics of it, but he fucked up and pissed off more people, and now he got one of the lightest sentences ever, which was 6 months, and then for 5 years in South Korea. He had the sex offender fucking like, because many people don't know this, in South Korea porn is illegal.
Oh really?
And he made a deep fake of someone.
Oh no.
And distributed it while he was in South Korea. Oops. Yeah, they didn't really like that. So that's one of the things that he got charged with. But like a lot of it was like the general nuisance shit and like, constantly getting into fights. But apparently he fucked up again. He's not even in prison yet. He already fucked up. He has more prison time now.
Insane. What a fucking cret. Like,
How
I
do
can't
you
even
help?
imagine.
How do you help someone like that? You like,
Like, what? I can't even imagine the fucking ego that's like swelling in your head where you just can't resist, you know?
God, I like if I had an only child and they ended up like that, I would be really sad.
I mean, we've had that discussion before of like, what if your child becomes this or becomes the next thing, you know?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
the
Like,
next bad
you know,
thing.
there's a 1 in 10 million chance that your kid is going to become Stalin. Like,
Yeah, and I
like
think,
because they had
yeah.
to be born by someone.
See, because I was thinking about that, and the way I kind of look at it is like, the way, okay, here's the thing, you know, childhood, right? Like you raise your kid, you know, you help them grow, you know, you hopefully they have a healthy mind. But the thing is there is also that thing too of, you know, you're not always there in terms of like the environment, and they could also just have like mental issues, you
They
know?
become their own person eventually. Yeah. You
Yeah,
try to
so
give them you try to give your kids the best shot possible, but then eventually they go and do their own shit, and sometimes it's not good.
yeah. That's why like there's only really so much you can theoretically do, you know.
Yeah.
You could try, like everyone, you know, if you're a good parent, you'll try. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they end up becoming their own person. I mean, there is also the chance too that you could actually be doing all the right things, but then they interpret it wrong. You know?
Yeah. You try to
Yeah,
do the
my
best. You
dad.
try to do the best, but it sometimes it doesn't fucking like, oh my god, my cousin, if I ever fucking ooh oh, it's magic. I don't mind talking shit about him. He's a
Yeah,
cretin.
I know you got one bad cousin.
I have
Yeah,
one bad fucking cousin and he is a shitbird. Yeah, like I use shitbird a lot recently. I don't know why. I didn't watch anything
the only
that's
the only ship that I can think of is Tropic Thunder.
yeah, and I don't really like that movie. Not
Pretty
for
good
any of the
film.
other actors. I just don't like Ben Stiller, but
Yeah.
that's a completely different topic. No, my cousin, like, he used to like beat the shit out of me when I was a kid. Holy fuck. And he never got reprimanded, and when he did get reprimanded, he just was like, I don't care. Bleh.
I'm guessing he never quite grew out of
He
it.
would he would he would do that thing where he would act tough, but then the moment that you try to challenge him, he's like, "Huh, I'll call Child Protective Services. I'll get you in trouble if you try to do something." And then my mom was just like, if you do that, their response time is 10 minutes. That's 10 minutes of me beating you.
Me kicking the shit out of you. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he stopped saying that. He's one of those kids that needed like a firm father figure. And then by the time he actually did end up living with his dad, it was too late. He was too far in his own headspace.
Too far
And
gone. Yeah.
he does have like borderline personality bullshit that's wrong with him. Like
That's rough.
he's in prison now.
Oh, yeah.
He's just
So just never,
he's
never
just
grew out
in
of it.
to tell you what kind of person this is. He was at a chicken slaughtering facility. They fired him for being cruel.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I guess he enjoyed it then.
I have no love and respect for him, and if I ever because of some of the shit he did as a kid to me, if I ever meet him again, I will, and I mark this, I will punch him in the mouth.
Do you know if he'll ever get out, or is it kind of like,
I don't know.
is it one of those where you look into
He
it?
kind of turned into the the one family member that's a lost, like basically like Johnny Somali. Yeah, he's basically that. He's that.
Is that why?
He's that, but with much less following. Tell you one thing about Johnny Smalley. He marketed himself well as an asshole.
For better or for worse?
Yeah. For worse. For worse, but at least he made some money out of it. It's all gone now.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the
It's,
show Locked Up Abroad?
No, never.
Oh, it's actually... So, it's whenever tourists do some dumb shit in a country where they should have read the instructions.
Oh, is this the one where like they'll either tried to do like some heinous crime, or it was like a freak accident kind of thing.
They either messed up in some way, or when they were traveling, they hung out with somebody that was like drug trafficking, and now they're just stuck in like a prison in like bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, that show is wild.
Locked Up Abroad, yeah.
Locked Up Abroad, yeah. Doug Stanhope had one of the best like jokes about that, which was, but a lot of these places, you see the inside of the prison, which is horrible, but then right outside that fence is basically the same living conditions, depending
Now,
on
what,
which country you're in. And then he was like, I would love to see Locked Up Abroad edition, where somebody from a third world country ends up getting locked up in an American prison. Where he's like, and there's a bowl filled with clean drinking water, and some people shit in it as a goof. It's one of the. I love Doug Stanhope. He's funny. He got really popular in the UK because he was in the that one like
Charlie
British.
Brooker.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I found out about it. Because when you said Doug Stanhope, I was like, oh yeah, that guy who would just comment on British shenanigans
I
at
was
the time.
fucking amazed that you knew who he was. I was like, you know who Doug Stanhope is? Like, oh yeah, they did an entire thing on the TV with him. I was like, no shit.
Yeah, so Charlie Brooker, who has kind of like faded away a bit now, he had a series called Screen Wipe. Well, yeah, they had different names depending on what the topic was. So there was like TV Wipe, Screen Wipe, that kind of stuff. And oh yeah, I remember now. It was News Wipe. So he had a thing called News Wipe where he kind of like talked about topics that were happening, And once in a while, Doug Stanhope would come onto the show, and apparently the reason why, if I've got my facts right, was there were certain things that were happening in the UK that apparently a British person on TV couldn't comment on. So then he found out this really funny loophole, which was like, I'm going to hire this really funny American guy who's apparently living in the UK at the time called Doug Stanhope. And he's like,
oh, he was not living in the UK. He lives in Brigsby, Arizona.
Oh, all right then. So I guess that was bullshit.
No, they recorded it in the States and then had him present the concept.
Oh, I see.
Which is brilliant. That is a great workaround.
There was actually one thing that got me thinking in regards to the UK by Doug Stanhope, where it's like, I come from a place where we have, presidents, vice presidents, all this shit, and then I come over, and then in the UK you got a queen. Well, you're gonna have fucking like dragons and fairies and shit. Like, where's the rest of it?
Where's all the cool bullshit that your fucking myth stuff has?
Like dragons and what have you.
Yeah, no, my favorite one was just fucking the reason why I would hazard a guess that the UK is actually more violent than in America because we have a combination of owning firearms but not having good health care.
Yeah.
So everybody likes to say that they're gonna kick your ass, but you might get shot. And then, if you had the oh-so-misfortunate incident of surviving getting shot, you will be bankrupted by our oh-so-great healthcare system. Now, you guys have free healthcare and no firearms. So if fucking Jimmy at the pub fucks with you, you could just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
You can tell I listened to a lot of Doug Stanhope. That was like a perfect inflection of his comedy.
There is a because that's what's weird. Like, I mean, obviously, you could die if it goes too far, but like, I could theoretically get like fucked up, but I'd be kind of okay for the most part.
I mean, there was that one fucking like really famous incident where a guy started a pub fight. Mm-hmm. When the EMTs showed up, the fight started up again because he started fighting them, and then it became a street fight in the street with everyone around involved.
Yeah. What a fucking insane. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I know Doug Stanhope. Yeah, because of Charlie Brooker.
Yeah, it's not because most Americans actually don't know who the fuck he is. He was really popular in the fucking 90s because of like the 90s because of the Man Show and shit. He was actually He was an '80s comedian that traveled around with a whole bunch of other folks. But then in the '90s, he got like because that was like the time of nihilism, so his fucking comedy like really fucking hit off during that time period. And one of his cohorts, one of the guys that went above and way above where he went was Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Because I used to do a lot of shit with Joe Rogan, stand-up wise. People forget that he was fucking like a Taekwondo champion, a comedian, UFC promoter, and also the host of Fear Factor.
Well, to be fair, like I only really knew about Joe Rogan after he became a podcast person.
Yeah. Well, the podcast was just to promote his fucking touring dates and shit. But then it went up in popularity because of some of the guests that he would get on.
Yeah, I imagine that probably takes up most of his time now.
He's starting to get better though. There was that period where I stopped watching him because he just had melt brain.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
And he was really like pro fucking right wing pro Trump shit for a little bit, and now enough shit has happened to where he's like, nah, I'm good with that. He's still peddling like weird conspiracy theory shit though, so I'm not really the biggest fan of that.
Yeah. Conspiracy theory.
You know what the fucked up thing about conspiracy theories is? There are real ones. They're not even theories. They're conspiracies. There are actual real fucking conspiracies that exist, but for some reason people are like, yeah, made by aliens, dude.
You know, I think is the one conspiracy theory that everyone agrees is just fact is the funny man in prison who unalived himself.
Oh,
the one who was responsible for the Rammstein files.
Yeah, the Joffrey Epstein.
Yeah,
Joffrey.
That's one where everyone's like, no, like that is not a man who would have done that. He definitely was eliminated from the equation.
I found so whenever you watch a movie where it's like rich people doing like evil shit like hunting humans, you're like, and then you find out that actually did fucking happen.
Of course it did.
There was a rich guy who was a serial killer, and he was a fucking he was an airplane pilot, and he was really rich. So what he would do is we'd take his a girl on a date, drug them, drop them off in the woods, and then he'd be like, start running. And then he'd start he literally did that fucking most dangerous game shit.
That's fucked.
And you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, when you have the crazy, but you also have the money and the time. Remember that one rich guy that just created he was a lawyer, and he worked so fucking hard at being a lawyer, he made so much money that he just made a private military corporation?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and for a while people were like, oh, that's just our eccentric lawyer who's really good at his job. And actual fucking quote from him while he was doing lawyering was, I will rule the world! One of these days, I will conquer this country!
I think about I always think about that one business guy who actually did try to take over the world.
Yeah, they eventually got him on tax evasion, and they were like, you cannot touch money ever again. And then because he's a fucking turbo lawyer that was really good at it, he just started doing that again, and they were like, okay, well, fine, you can do that, but just don't start buying hey, stop buying military shit! So then they actually, arrested him.
Yeah.
They were like, oh my god. He was literally Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
The guy was literally Cobra Commander. He thought that he wanted to become king of America. Which is... If it was a movie, you'd be like, get the fuck out. That's not real.
Yeah. Dude, there's been movies where they have to actually, toned down some shit because people thought it wouldn't be real.
Oh yeah, a lot of the war movies after World War II, when they got like Audie Murphy to play himself, they had to dumb down his heroicism because people were just the people who made the movie were like, no one is gonna believe. I mean, to be fair, when they were giving him his Medal of Honor and shit, or when they were doing the talks about him getting his Medal of Honor, they were like, "There's no fucking way that you actually did that." And then they started asking all of the people that were there, they were like, "Oh no, he did that shit." Even like the Germans were like, "Oh no, he did that shit." That was
The one that gets me when it comes to like having to tone down like something insane was probably in the film Death of Stalin.
Yeah.
The guy, the army general who has like a bunch of medals on his chest. Like he has a lot of fucking medals on his chest. I mean, a lot of medals to the point where it almost looks like plate armor. They apparently in real life he had more than that.
yes.
And they were like, we have to tone this down, otherwise people think this is going to be fake. Which says a lot about his achievements.
Well, fucking General Zhukov, like, single-handedly, basically, fucking saved the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Because he was such a low-ranking individual in the fucking military when the war started that he wasn't purged. When Stalin was like, I'm going to kill all of my generals.
Yeah.
So
fucking,
he rose up through the ranks
betrayal.
really quickly because he was kind of a nobody, but he was good at his job. He just kept his head down until it mattered.
Yeah, what a fucking slap in the face. I mean, I'm sure you could say that with a lot of countries, but what a fucking slap in the face of like, you know, you have a career, like protect your country, and like the new leaders like, yeah, I'm just going to kill them all.
They lost 90% of their tanks in the opening months of Barbarossa to horse-drawn cannons. That's how bad it was. Dude, oh my god, like Operation Barbarossa, like in realistically, militarily, the Germans should have won. Realistically speaking, the Germans should have won that fucking conflict because people are like, "Oh, the fucking Hitler's so dumb. Why would he fucking invade Russia?" I'm like, look at how effective the opening of that was. They like if Stalin didn't just put every single body between him and the Germans, it literally would have gone the way of the rest of Europe.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. The Germans also didn't know what Chechnyans were until they went to the Caucasus. They found out what Chechnyans were. It's not great.
Yeah, it's not good.
Who are those guys that have like the big fuck off knives in like the British military? They're from like Nepal.
You're not about the Gurkhas, are you?
Yeah, the Gurkhas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chechnyans are like Gurkhas.
Oh.
Yeah. They're like that. And not only are they like that, during that time period, because of much famine, they would, like, not only kill you, but also eat your face. And you're like, that's not great.
There's a funny story I know about the Gherkins, which I hope this is true because it's really funny, which was there was some kind of like military exercise with the British Army where that involved them having to like parachute out of an airplane. And all the troops refused to train with the Gurkhas. And because I think this is like, because the Gurkhas are like insane, right? If I got my facts right.
Well, they are probably the world's best like hand-to-hand fighters.
Right. Apparently, there's an exercise where the British Army cadets were like, "I don't want to train with the Gurkhas," and when they asked why, they was like, "Yeah, we're under the impression that they were going to jump out the plane without parachutes, and we didn't want to do the same thing."
Oh no, yeah. No, so they had a line of Gurkhas. The guy in charge was like, "All right, gentlemen, we're going to be training you in jumping out of airplanes. Who would like to volunteer to go first?" And then none of them raised their hands except for like two of them. And it was like, oh, I thought you guys were like really fucking hard and like really awesome. And they were like, well, we would, but like we like their translator talks to them, and then it was like, oh, wait, what? Because basically they were under the impression that they were jumping out of the airplanes without parachutes.
Oh, okay.
And the joke being, two of them were like, "Yep." Two of them were just like, "All right, yeah, sure, fuck it." Which, I mean, that's you're like, "Oh my god."
Gurkhas. Has there ever been a video game made about the Gurkhas? I feel like
don't
it's
think
never
so.
been done, right? I'll probably look that up later.
The one thing the one thing that surprised me was in Battlefield 1, they actually had the Sikh fighters.
Oh yeah, they act as like I think they're the medic class.
Yeah, they're
for
the medic
British.
class. Yeah.
That was a cool, nice little detail.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh yeah. They actually did that. Cool."
Yeah. God, that was such a great game. Where did they go wrong?
Also for like the Gallipoli maps, a lot of them were like Scots and Irish
That's right. Yeah.
and like Australians, weirdly enough. So like a lot of their uniforms reflected that.
They actually do touch upon that in one of the operation modes about how the
Fucked
British
they
Army
were?
have fucked, but also like the amount of nationalities that were involved in the war. You know.
Did you know that they
was such-
actually made a rifle shooting contraption that would load itself so that way they could escape?
Yeah.
Because they were so overrun at Gallipoli that they actually made a gun firing contraption so that way the enemy still thinks that they're there. Because if they just straight up retreated, they would have been overrun and all of them would be dead. So they had to Wallace and Gromit their way out of Gallipoli.
That's funny. Yeah, the God, that game was such a great game.
It was fun, yeah.
I loved. They do definitely take liberties because obviously if they did like super realistic World War One, there wouldn't really be a game to play. But
Yeah, it would be boring.
yeah, so
They
like, you
turned
have,
it
like,
into an
guns
arcade shooter, and then they went on ForgottenWeapons.com and found all of the weird experimental guns that went nowhere and just slapped them into the game.
Yeah, I do remember the guy. I do remember the guy who the British guy talked about how when he played Battlefield 1 for a tiny bit, he'd get his shit kicked in because he'd only use like the actual historically appropriate weapons. You know.
Yeah. Oh,
God,
my
that was
favorite
such a fun game.
my favorite gun to use in that game is the fucking Colibri.
The Colibri. Oh, you mean the tiny pistol?
Yeah, the it's so funny when you kill someone with it.
Yeah.
Because it if you press it up against someone's head, it has like a fucking ×5 like it has a ×5 critical fucking modifier, which
Yeah.
makes it stronger than the knife, but it's so tiny that the character model when you pull it out is the guy double taking like huh?
Oh yeah, the third. Yeah, so that it's like like in the first person view. But have you seen what that looks like when you're seeing someone else use the gun from a third person perspective?
Yeah, they're like,
because the the animations are like they don't quite match, but like they're really funny because when you're lying down, one of the reload animations is the guy just like trying to look for the gun on the floor like he lost it.
One of my favorite animations, though, is actually firing it because he's holding it with his thumb and index finger.
Yeah,
Like it's a like it's a potato chip.
yeah.
God, that game's fun. It still has people playing it.
This one right here, yeah.
It still has people playing it too, which is great.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, have you had my stream on the whole time?
Yes.
There you go. All right, we've been going for 2 hours now, so what are we thinking?
Holy shit, 2 hours went by. Man, you know, you talk shit about your cousin, all of a sudden the time just flies by.
You talk shit about your cousin, your co-workers, the managers, supervisors, people, I guess.
Hey, we're going to put this on
Humanity.
Amazon. Let's shit on Amazon. No.
No. I fucking love
I
Amazon.
love Amazon. I love it.
I love Amazon, TM.
All right, guys. You have a good one. Take it easy.
Yeah, it got kind of funny, but you know what? It's nice to vent sometimes.
It's funny. We got a bunny.
We got a bunny.
She's getting
yeah.
her face scrubbed by a nun.
Yeah, that's actually really funny.